3 things I wish I could tell my younger self about the weight loss industry. I was the fat girl for 48 years. I am a half my size case, down 140 pounds, leader of the Eat Like a Bear community where we are seeing massive amounts of success. And boy, do we love to hate the weight loss industry for absolutely good reasons. I'm going to talk about 3 today. Number 1, in addition to taking our money, the weight loss industry works over and over and over again to take our confidence, our agency, that self-efficacy, that knowing we're at the helm and we're the ones doing it. They chip away at this in suggesting that the solution to weight loss actually lies in their product. You know, you get this message all the time. The reason that you failed in all the other weight loss things is because you didn't implement the right thing, and that this product is going to help you lose an extra 5 pounds a month or whatever it is. The solution is in that product. That's the thing you've been waiting for all that time. The solution is out there in what they are selling you. Anyone who's successfully lost lots of weight and kept it off realizes how important consistent choices every single day are in driving that long-term success. You cannot make those kinds of decisions every single day if you've already been robbed of your confidence and your self-esteem. We've been exposed to this message from the moment we popped out of our mamas. We've tried all the things. They haven't worked. They continue to chip away at our confidence. What if instead I said to you, there's a whole suite of tools out there in the world. Take all of your knowledge, consider your own personality, your own lifestyle. You can get all kinds of them to work if you play around enough. Go find that one. Go find it. And instead you're charged with finding your path rather than told all the time that you're fat because you didn't buy that thing. I am sure if we did that, we'd all end up on different paths, all with all kinds of different solutions. And how cool would that be? We'd also all be a lot trimmer. How awesome would that be? We're each at the helm, and that really ends up being great news. I'd encourage you not to buy any product at all. Certainly not a weight loss accelerator product. Don't rob yourself of the experience to build your own confidence in a powerful new way. That confidence, you're going to need that to lose and to maintain over the long term. Number 2, weight loss marketers reinforce self-doubt. I mean, this is very obvious, but let's think about it a little bit. Of course, we know they show us their product and say, you haven't done this. This is why you haven't been successful. Okay, that's kind of obvious. But there's the need to differentiate yourself from others. Everybody does it. The entire industry does it. What does that do for the overall aggregate problem that we have as a society with self-doubt? Because we all know with self-doubt, we're somewhat paralyzed. It is very hard to make a decision. It's very hard to change. We need to be confident. We don't need to be doubting ourselves and engaged in second guessing. As an example, it seems very popular right now to criticize the 1 meal a day eating model and to say, well, wow, it hasn't actually been that effective in driving weight loss. And we see people coming into the Eat Like a Bear community saying that, which I always find kind of extraordinary because the Eat Like a Bear community has thousands of success cases using the 1 meal a day model. We have 2 meal people, we have other kinds of models, we have a whole diversity of models, but we certainly have a whole bunch of success cases centered around the 1 meal model, and I happen to be one of those. And so I just always think it's kind of ludicrous, but it's interesting that that the idea would even be promoted, and it seems to be as a way of differentiating sort of other communities of like low carb and intermittent fasting or time restricted eating from the sort of 1 meal a day people. Well, why? Clearly 1 meal a day works for some people. It's maybe not working for other people, but promoting that it sort of doesn't work for weight loss then has everybody questioning it. Oh, should I try the 1 meal a day model? What is the meal model nirvana? Where is that? Looking for that. Yeah, no, I get why we kind of want that. But at the same time, what everybody just needs to do is just start and just try something and just give it a whirl, see how it goes. Running around second guessing and questioning just causes paralysis. And what's interesting about this is I do get concerned that that kind of paralysis will sort of infect the Eat Like a Bear community. But I also think that those that promote it are probably infecting their own communities by their own self-doubt. Because you really can't cast doubt on something like time-restricted eating if you're a time-restricted eater and not cast some doubt on yourself. And really, I bring up the 1 meal a day model, but we could apply this to just kind of any little sort of aspect of weight loss and say that decision one meal a day versus 2 meals versus less than a meal, whatever it is, that decision, some people are going to take that and run with it and have really great success, and some won't. The 2 meal model works far better for my husband, for instance. And so then he's off and running with a 2 meal model. That's great. That's really, really great. And so should he then shout from the rooftops that 1 meal doesn't work? Well, 1 meal surely works for a lot of people. Just like I wouldn't shout from the rooftops that 2 meals don't work. It clearly works for a lot of people. And so why not embrace that diversity and just share your experience? And if you are a success case of some kind, share your experience and maybe someone will try it. Then maybe if you're a 1 meal a day eater and they try it and it works, that's great. Maybe they try it and they decide they're a 2 meal a day eater. Well, that's great too. What if in the process of all this, we all end up trim, eating all kinds of different ways? How terrible would that be? I mean, really? Do we all have to eat the same? Come on, come on. And so this pervasive mentality out there with marketing that no, that thing's not going to work. It's my thing that works. The eating approach that I'm known for works so well for me and my psychology. It's working for a lot of people, but I strongly encourage everybody to learn from it and adapt it as they need to adapt it. And see, it's not just because we all have different circumstances and we really might need to adapt it. There might be real reasons to adapt it. But you guys, my saying to you, go and adapt it, is actually an important point of psychology. When you feel that self-doubt creep in, I don't want you to be paralyzed by your next decision. I want you to just try something. If you feel like the meal has too many calories, cut back the calories. Too few calories, add the calories. Don't let the self-doubt paralyze you. Let it drive the next decision. And may we never contribute to the self-doubt in society with our own marketing claims. There's surely enough out there. Number 3, weight loss marketers are explicitly trained to get right in your face with the pain point that they are about to sell you on. They will describe in great detail the pain that you are probably going through given your weight. And we all surely know there is a whole lot of pain behind being especially way up there on the scale. And so they get you feeling all raw so that they can make the sale, so that they can convince you that the solution is, of course, their product. Besides point number 1 of robbing you of your self-efficacy and your agency, starting any kind of life change from that spot of pain is almost guaranteed to fail. And I don't want to discourage you. I really want to encourage you here. A big reason all of our diets didn't work all of those years is we started from that pain point of the shame of how we look, the pain of our health, the fear over our health, over our cardiac health. Pain, shame, fear have driven many diets over many decades. Here's the core problem. You can keep that sort of a negative goal in your mind maybe for a few days. Fear does drive some change, but very often not long-lasting change, and it's really interesting why. And that is because it can be so painful, cause so much fear and anxiety that we simply can't sustain that goal in our own mind and in our hearts. We disassociate from it. And so these sorts of diets started in that point of fear don't tend to last long because we can't keep that goal in our mind and our hearts because it is simply too painful. And so we stop the diet. And so think of all those marketing sales pages that sort of have you wallow in that pain. That is your starting point of that diet. That diet's not going to last. And the diet's not going to last because your own heart can't take that in an ongoing fashion. What if instead you had a positive goal out there? A very positive, forward-looking goal. What your life is going to be like in a year from now. And that is what drove your decisions. That you can sustain. You can sustain it in your heart and in your mind, and that can drive massive amounts of long-term success. Weight loss marketers design their sales pages around pain, fear, and regret. Any marketing message designed around those will fail us every single time. We know the deep pain of high weights. I mean, the limit on your life, on the things that you can do. We don't need someone telling us that. I mean, it's just all so obvious. What if we put in our mind what we could be doing in a year from now with ongoing, daily, hourly, minutely decisions, good decisions, decisions that drive our long-term interests, saying no to the donut so that we could have a vibrant life in 1 year from now. What if we filled our minds with that? And I know it seems impossible after living decades being overweight, but what if you could see a whole community of people doing it? It's why the number 1 focus of our resources at Eat Like a Bear is to show a diversity of stories of people doing it, of taking control of their own lives and getting out living vibrantly, of doing it themselves with no drugs, no surgery, no branded products, in a way of eating that can be done on food stamps, completely bootstrapped, done on your own hard work. I mean, really like channeling the spirits of our grandparents and the pioneers of America. How about that? How about being free of weight loss products so we could take deep in our hearts that the solution is here. It's here, not out there somewhere in somebody's product. That we get our own agency back, that we get that self-confidence and we learn that we are at the helm and that our decisions are what are driving our success. That we counter our own self-doubt with our own solution. If the solution ends up being kind of stupid, we try something else. That's all. We really do have a lot of eating diversity at Eat Like a Bear, and that is as it should be. Find what works for you and go out and live your vibrant life. Eat like a bear. The wild bear wanders through the forest, grabs that big salmon out of the high mountain stream and eats it, and then awesomely strolls through the forest. Eat like a bear, eat and go be awesome.